Good morning, everybody. Holistic nutritionist Joy McCarthy has coached clients worldwide about the importance of eating and living well. And in her new book, Joyous Health, she offers readers tips and recipes and explains how we can live well without dieting or breaking the bank. And Joy joins us now. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Hello, everybody.
So New Year's resolutions, number one, are always get in shape, eat better, and already they've been broken.
Yeah, and I would say that most times people, once they hit February, they're not following through their goals. Unfortunately, only about 52% of people actually follow through with their New Year's resolutions. But I think that's because they set them too big. I think it's, all about baby steps, small, simple steps. And that's what my book is all about. As you've probably seen speckled all throughout the book are just like little bite-sized, simple tips that you can do every day to be healthier.
Yeah, and these aren't just recipes, Joy. You got everything going on in here. You've got advice on what you need in your kitchen, how you can do it economically. A lot of people say, I cannot, myself included, where I'm like, I can't buy everything organic. It's too expensive.
Yeah, so true.
So what's the trick?
Yeah, so there's lots of tips. I have actually a whole section in my book about shopping on a budget. So there's a few things. First of all, when you go shopping, shop locally, shop seasonally as much as you can. In fact, you'll find that some fruits and vegetables, when organic, are even cheaper when they're in season. And then for your non-perishables, stock up when stuff is on sale. And of course, plan out your meals. So, just pick one day a week. It takes like 10 minutes where you actually decide what you're going to eat, each night of the week. In fact, my brother, he has 4 kids, and every Sunday, he literally writes out what they're going to have for all the meals each week, and he puts it up on the fridge. And so he shops according to the meal plan, and then you don't have waste, because people waste about 40% of the food in their fridge. Yeah, so, then you actually, when you shop to a meal plan, and actually there's a great meal plan in my book that refers to all the recipes, so that's the whole thing, meal planning.
On the money front, and another thing why this is sometimes so intimidating is when you go to a professional kitchen, you see there's a blender, there's a food processor, there's a juicer, there's a hand blender, there are all these things,
so
and you
much
think,
fancy equipment.
I don't have all of these things.
It's so true.
In order to make
I know there's juicers that are $2,000,
Exactly.
and you don't need to buy equipment that expensive. In fact, I think that if you're going to have any piece of equipment in your kitchen, you should have a food processor, because that does the same thing as a blender. It chops, it blends, it does everything. So whereas a blender doesn't do as much as a food processor. So if you're going to have any kitchen equipment, small appliance, that's the one to have.
Joy, I have a question for you.
Sure.
You're at the grocery store and you want to buy fruits and vegetables, well, fruits mainly, that are seasonal. How do you know what's in season? Because you can buy strawberries all year round.
Yes, this is true. So what I normally do, actually, because I do try and buy organic as much as I can with the Dirty Dozen. So, with things like strawberries, if it's the middle of winter, it's not going to be in season, so then I buy them frozen. But all you have to do, actually, Foodland Ontario, on their website, they actually have a list of everything that's in season. And I've seen actually in different stores, you can get a little postcard, and it shows like every month of the year, and then all the fruits and vegetables and what's in season when.
Foodland Ontario.
Yes. Also, if you shop at farmers markets, and they're farmers markets all over, every city in the country has a farmers market. For the most part, it's going to be all
whatever's there.
Whatever's there. That's what's in season. That's why, farmers markets that are open in the winter, there's not a ton of food there.
I have 2 quick questions. I eat blueberries every day because I'm a man, and antioxidants, and they fight prostate cancer, right? Am I right? It's good for everybody. But not in season all year round. So am I better off buying the ones that are imported, first of all, that aren't organic? And here's my double-loaded question. I wash them, but is that going to get rid of all the chemical stuff?
No.
And number 2, am I better off with frozen?
Yeah, that's what I was just going to suggest to you. So what I do in the winter, I love berries too, is I always buy the frozen wild blueberries. Because you can get anything organic still frozen, and then it's going to be local as well.
And it's still got all the same properties than they're not frozen.
Yeah, in fact, sometimes actually frozen foods can be even more nutrient dense than fresh, because sometimes when fresh is picked, it's been picked, weeks before then it sits on the grocery store shelf. So when it's like flash frozen, but what I would actually suggest to you, actually, if you're eating blueberries every single day, I would actually eat a variety of different colored dark-colored dark berries. So you get different kinds of antioxidants. Variety is really, really key.
So blackberries, which are cheaper, it's good to throw in there as well?
Yeah, blackberries, raspberries, strawberries.
Okay,
yeah,
good stuff.
all different dark colors.
Another question outside of food this time. You'll be proud of me because I actually got rid of all my toxic chemicals in the house.
Beauty products?
Yeah,
oh,
the cleaners
yes.
and even toothpaste.
That's fantastic, so important.
But if for people who are just starting to do that,
Yeah.
what should they get rid of first, and what staples should they have in the home?
Okay, so for cleaning products?
For cleaning products.
Yeah, that's a great question. So I would say what I see in most people's homes is that they're using a lot of products to clean mirrors and make surfaces shiny. I don't know the different brand names because I don't even use that
It's a good thing
stuff
not to
anymore.
mention.
Yes.
So, but there is an alternative.
So there are great alternatives. In fact, there's just cloths. You can go to any sort of department store. You can buy these cloths that are embedded with silver. You don't need any chemical whatsoever, and you can you could wipe a whole mirror, you know, with lotion, and then take this cloth and wipe the mirror down just with water. And that's what I use in my whole house. Yeah, I don't use any chemicals whatsoever.
Embedded with silver, and that's what it does.
Yes, it's antibacterial.
Where do you get these?
Any department store you can get them. Yeah. Oh, at, like Canadian Tire, those types of stores. Yeah, because you know what? You also want to think about, it's not just what's going in your body. You know, it's also what you flush down the toilet with, the toilet bowl cleaners you use.
Yes.
You know, what do you clean your sink with? That comes back to us because it's going into our lakes and rivers, and the filtration systems don't take out all those chemicals.
It's also cumulative, right? Because it gets into the layers of your skin, and over time, the toxins build up.
Yep, and these are chemicals that actually promote obesity. And they've done some interesting studies that show like there's 12 key chemicals that affect our hormones. And these are chemicals in the household products we use. And also, I talk about in my book, chemicals to ditch in beauty products. So beauty products are another source of toxins that are getting into our body because what you put on you gets in you.
Right.
And it's almost a more direct, it's a more direct route to your bloodstream than actually ingesting toxins.
All right. Well,
So-
it's a great book, and we couldn't be
Thank
happier for you, Joy.
Thank you so much.
It's called Joyous Health, Eat and Live Well Without Dieting. Joy McCarthy, lovely to see you as always.
Lovely to see you guys too.
Coming up.